In this video, I'm going to be breaking down 3 ways you can get perfect contact on your forehand every single time. And to help me demonstrate, I've got a very special guest. It's me. I cloned myself for this video. Now, a lot of people find it really difficult to get great forehand contact consistently. So this video is going to go over tips that are going to help you with your consistency, your touch and your feel, as well as adding extra power through the forehand contact. Do you think we should get into it? All right, let's do it. Now, the first tip is to make sure that you are in position to hit your forehand every single time. The biggest killer of forehands is people that are out of position and are not able to contact the ball properly because of how their feet are positioned or how far away they are from the ball. So it'll probably look something like this, where someone's behind the ball, they're not close enough to it, or maybe the ball is too close to them, too close in the body. These are the biggest killers of forehand contact because it makes it inconsistent, and it's also really difficult to get nice topspin and nice power from those positions. Now instead, if we want to get our forehand contact looking like this, then we want to be making sure that we are in the correct position every single time on the forehand. And that's going to come down to how well you're able to prepare and move into position with your footwork. So on the forehand, we want to be using a semi-open stance every single time. And we also want to be hitting at the top of the bounce on most ground stroke rally shots. So not letting the ball drop too low is a super big deal, all right? That's going to kill our forehand contact. So tip number 1 is to make sure that you are ready and in position every single time. Now tip number 2 is going to help us with our feel and our touch. So we've gotten to the right position, okay, we're ready to strike the ball, but where on the ball do we strike? It's super important that you're able to hit on the outside of the ball at that 5 o'clock angle to make sure that you're getting topspin every single time. Now topspin is a huge topic, and I've got an entire video of that. I'll put the link in the description. But we want to be making sure that with our topspin, we are hitting that 5 o'clock angle, because it's super important that we're able to get around the ball and not hit inside out. Now, what does that mean? Well, Noah 2.0 is going to demonstrate here, but it's when you open your wrist so you can no longer get topspin and the ball tends to fly out because of the lack of spin compared to topspin especially. Now, I see so many players make this mistake. It's the biggest reason why people feel uncomfortable hitting too hard, because they feel like their ball is just going to fly all the way out. And that's because they hit inside out on their forehand. We need to make sure we're getting around the ball every single time. Now, if you struggle with this, make sure you're really watching the ball as you strike it. You might want to use a famous technique from Roger Federer, where he is watching the ball even after he's striked it to make sure that he gets that correct contact every single time. Whereas most players will hit the ball and then begin to look where it's going, Roger Federer would keep looking at the ball way after he's hit it and followed through. He's still looking at that ball to make sure that he's correctly contacted the ball and that his technique is all in form. So that might be something you want to try on your forehand. Now, tip number 3, and this is for your power, to get extra power from the contact on your forehand, is to hit the ball out in front. Now, this might seem obvious, but there are a couple things that you want to keep in mind to make sure that you're able to do this with consistency. When you're hitting the ball in front of yourself, you always want to be making sure that you are following through with your right foot, okay? As Noah's demonstrating here. Now, it's super important that you take this step, because otherwise you're going to be behind the ball and you're more likely to not be able to get the correct contact and start hitting balls out. That's a big symptom of being behind the ball. So we want to be making sure that when we're striking the ball in front of us, we're taking that step through so that we're sort of guiding it along. Now, when we take that step, you want to be stepping towards wherever you're aiming. So if I'm aiming cross court, I'll step cross court. If I'm aiming down the line, then I'll step down the line. But hitting the ball out in front is really important. What a lot of players do is they let the ball move too close to them, and so they begin to open up that racket for that inside out shot. Now, Noah will demonstrate what that looks like here. But essentially, if the ball is too close to you, if it's right beside you, it's very difficult to get that correct contact every single time. So we want to be making sure that it is out in front so that we're able to get that 5 o'clock spin on every shot. Now, knowing these things is one thing, but actually implementing them is a whole different story. If you want feedback on your tennis to make sure that you're getting these forehand contact tips correct, join the link in the description. It's a free Skool community with like-minded tennis players and myself, where we all give feedback on each other's tennis to make sure we're improving at the fastest rate possible. It's all for free, and I also have a 1-hour serve course in there to help you with your serve. If ever you want private lessons, you can also book them through there. What are you waiting for? Join the Skool community. I hope you enjoyed the video. and I'll see you in the next one.